In depth only on News 3, a look at a secretive disorder affecting millions of Americans. Some call it being a pack rat or a saver, but in very extreme cases, it's known as compulsive hoarding, collecting and saving so many things in your home that it really affects your daily life. It happened to one couple, and the night team's Mark Lovicott joins us now with their story. Mark.
Hey, Eric, we're talking about something that goes far beyond just having a messy house or saving a few things here and there. In some cases, like the couple you're about to meet, compulsive hoarding can barely make their way through their home, affecting just about everything in their lives.
Let me look at this room. You know, you have to go through everything, and you got to go through the weeding process. There's insects, there's rodents, there's dust, there's extreme filth. It's got cat dung, it's got mice droppings, urine, cockroaches we found.
It's hard to believe and understand how someone could live in conditions like these.
This is a bedroom that the lady doesn't hardly sleep in, but when she does, she's not very comfortable.
But one couple has been comfortable here for the last 10 years.
It's kind of a secret thing.
Yeah.
Nobody tells anybody.
This is their home, and keeping their identities private, Fred and Mary agreed to share with us how a decade of collecting became a big problem.
Both buying things and not throwing things out.
Like my purses. I used one purse for a while, and then I got another purse. And I used that one, and I put the other one on the shelf. Well, that's how I ended up with 40 black purses, at least.
We noticed it, but our daughter is the one who it really bothered, and she's actually the one who got in touch.
With Craig.
With Craig.
Craig Strauss owns American Hoarders, a nationwide service with offices here in Dane County and in Illinois. He's helping Fred and Mary take back their home and their lives before it's too late.
They have 1,001 of these cups everywhere, and I've convinced them to get rid of a lot of them. But the thing is, they've still saved some of them. The good intentions are there. They want to do it, but it's overwhelming.
But through a very sensitive process and a deep cleaning of the home.
Could you grab me some paper towels, too?
Sure. Craig and his crew are able to talk individuals into parting ways with what are typically meaningless items that have been stacking up for years.
This carpeting, if we could save it, we'll steam clean it. The walls, everything in here.
This whole side where Desiree is was packed about this high. She hasn't been able to use these drawers in 2 years, she said.
It is a treatable disorder, and it can be difficult to treat.
Dr. Alexander Fritz from UW Health specializes in compulsive disorders like hoarding. He says there's 1 to 2 million people in the U.S. with a hoarding problem, and likely more because very few seek help because they're embarrassed.
It causes a lot of problems, and I think they see that with not being able to have maybe friends over or have relatives over or people over in their space and do what they'd like to be doing.
Fred and Mary have come a long way, considering what their house looked like just a few weeks ago. They've found this process difficult but necessary.
Stuff I've had.
Part of your life.
Yeah.
Part of your identity. Mine too.
But they hope their story will make a difference and will inspire others to get the help they need.
This business of be a man, fix it yourself. You know, when you're younger, you go down that road. But I don't go down that road anymore. I'm happy to have somebody else do it, and then I'll do the thing I can do.
Now, this process can take quite a bit of time. Some homes can be cleaned and organized in a few days, some a few weeks, even months. And then there are those who just don't get the help. And sometimes it takes police force or eviction notices to finally realize that they have a problem and they finally get the help that they really desperately need.
Boy, I tell you now, there's a disorder I bet a lot of people don't even know really exists. How do you distinguish, you know, everybody knows a pack rat.
Right.
How do you distinguish between somebody who maybe keeps has a junk drawer or 4 and somebody who's got a compulsive disorder?
Or has a full garage full of junk, things like, we all know those types of people. It really comes down to, is your collection preventing you from living a normal life? Or is it a health hazard for you and others? If yes, you might have a problem, and there are some great resources online for folks. We've posted some of those links on channel3000.com. You can learn more there and how you get some help. We also will have these addresses and a phone number at the end of the newscast if you want to grab a pen and paper to write those down. Some great resources for folks.
Really was. Interesting story, man. Mark Lovicott reporting tonight. Mark, thank you.